Yeah, obviously, really, really proud of the kids. Not obviously just for this win, but for the whole run we've been on. Saturday's game was kind of a microcosm of our whole season, to be honest. It was weird. It was weird how comfortable it was. I know it wasn't comfortable for the fans, but for me, it was our kids, really, really irritated about the second half of Ball State. Kind of, like I said last week, it was like 2 weeks. There was a lot of talk about Detroit, and we're going to play in championship game, and we won the East, and then, after Ball State, no one talked about going to Detroit. No one talked about the MAC championship. No one talked about anything. Just a lot of really unhappy kids about how the second half went at Ball State, which put me in a good place because I knew we were going to come play. I knew we were going to play, and we had a really good week. And then the game starts, and, we make an ST play right off the bat. Not a surprise to me. That's what we do. We make ST plays, and we know Mo's dangerous every time he touched it. Newton, and it's just funny because there was a lot of good blocks on that play. We opened up a giant seam for a guy that doesn't need a giant seam, but Newton waxes a guy, and it's like, oh, Ryan Newton's kicking in now. It wasn't the first big play of the game, and again, it was Mo's play, but the big block where we knocked the guy down and create a huge window as Newton comes across and waxes a guy, and I'm like, okay, first play wasn't. If I said first big play of the game is to be Ryan Newton, that's probably wouldn't be who I was thinking it would be, and then I would not surprised Mo makes a big play, and then we score up 7-0. I'm like, okay, special teams got a 7 already. We always need them to pitch in. And then early, you knew they couldn't run on us. Our D-line was definitely handling the line of scrimmage. And then we were pass fit, and they're a huge chunk play pass team, and they just had guys. If you watch their tape, there's guys running wide. They do a lot of really sophisticated things with crossing routes and deep crossing routes and movement and motions and formations, and it's just hard to keep track of where everybody's going, and tons of fast receivers crossing the field. And early we were fitting the route, so I felt like, okay, we got a chance to keep this thing, because everybody's talking all week to me, all the media's like, well, it should be high scoring because the Central's played all these. And I kept telling everybody, well, if it's high scoring, we probably won't be a part of it. I said, if it's high scoring, it's probably not bad, not a good thing for the Redhawks, because that means we're not stopping them, and we're not equipped to play that type of game. That's not how we win games. And then they fake a punt on us, and it's Kobe Burst makes a play, And again, not that Kobe hasn't been a contributor, he's been a huge, but just when they fake the punt and the guy that gets off a block and snuffs it out is Kobe Burst, and you're thinking, okay, special teams makes another big play. We get 3 more points. Now we're up 10-7, and then they put a drive together, and we don't communicate as louder, obviously, than we've been used to. They do a lot of different things. They play 2 quarterbacks. They had a quarterback in there. There's a timeout. They had another quarterback in there. We re-signaled the call. We didn't communicate it good, and half our guys are playing one call, half our guys are playing another call, and they get a touchdown. And on us, credit to Central, but on us. And so you're at halftime 14-10, and we've got 60 yards of offense. I'm like, this is where we've been. Northern Illinois, Buffalo. How many games where halftime reporter comes up to me, starts talking about we need to get yards and first downs, and I was laughing. I'm like, you have no idea. I appreciate, yeah, I'm with you. You know a lot about football. I get it, but you don't know us. I said, I need a touchdown. She's like, what? I go, I need a touchdown. We need a score. I don't need first downs. We're not a first down. That's not what we do. We're not this slow, methodical, grind it out. I said, look at our games. We need a one-play 45 Bester run against OU or a 65-yard James May play. That's what we need. We need to get the lead. We need to not let Central get the next score. Central gets the next score, that's not our deal, chasing points. All right? So we need a stop. We get a stop. Sure enough, we had James May on a roll route. We don't do anything the next couple of plays. We had Jack on a screen pass, and good call, well executed, and 17-14. And once again, we score in the first drive of the second half. It's been unbelievable. First drive of the second half against Buffalo. First drive in the second half against Northern Illinois. First drive in the second half against Kent State. First drive in the second half against OU. We always score in the first drive of the second half. It doesn't matter. We had 17 yards with 3 minutes to go in the Northern game. And then it seems like whenever our offense, and for whatever reason, they start to get, I don't know, they get their feet on it, they get a little confidence, and it's just then they flow for the rest of the game. Not that we're super prolific, but we seem to, once we get going, we just keep playing good the rest of the game. And obviously defense has a heck of a third quarter. We outgained them by a bunch in the third quarter. and you look up and their drive, I think we had another drive for a field goal, right? So we get to 20-14, and then they're driving and feeling good, and then we pressure them, and Trey Banks makes another huge play for us. Really, really good play. Really good play. They ran a little route they had. They were kind of drawing up stuff because they were starting to run some stuff they hadn't run, and we had 12 games on them, like we'd seen every play, and they run a little route to him, and he snuffs it out, and we get enough pressure, and he picks it, and that was just like, it was awesome. Like, pick six, ticky-tack call. I don't know that I think it was the right call. Could have they got us on a clip? Maybe. Blindside block? Heck no. You got to read the rules. That's not a blindside block. All right, clip maybe. We might have got him from behind. But, again, it wasn't. We barely bumped a guy. We go 80. It's just like, hey, we're going to be up big, and this is going to be awesome. It's going to be easy for the 2019 Redhawks. No, it's not. I mean, when I saw the flag and I saw Trey go in the house, I'm like, this is perfect. Like, everybody thinks it isn't perfect, but I think it's perfect. Like, this is, and I turned to Sons, I'm like, did you really think it was going to be that easy, guys? Quit worrying about the damn call, whether it was good or bad. Like, it's just par for the course. And then you're thinking, I look up and I'm like, okay, now it's on the 10. And I'm thinking we need 3 stops, because that's what I'm always thinking. How many stops gets us home? You know, I'm like 20-14. Can we stop them? We've stopped them for a while now. Can we get 3 more stops? And then, like I said, like our offense, timely when we need something. Then they go on this methodical, long, and it's like, thank God Trey didn't. Thank God for the penalty. Thank God for the call, whether it was good, bad, or indifferent. Because we got 6 minutes off the clock, and then Sloman does what Sloman does and bangs it. And now we're up 9. Now, I know we'd have been up more than 9, but the 6 minutes, I'll take the 3 in the 6 minutes any day of the week. And now you're looking up, you're like, not only do we not need 3 stops, we really don't need any stops. We just need to make them run plays. And I hate prevent defense, and everybody hates prevent defense, but there is a time in the game that as long as we don't give up a quick score, we're probably going to win the MAC championship. And we kept everything in front of us, and they kind of dinked us down the field, and we used all the way down to where we're going to give them the ball back with 22 seconds left, which with no timeouts, 22 seconds left, you got a heck of a chance. So kind of everything that we've done all year, we got stops defensively, we slowed down. We didn't necessarily stop, but we slowed down like crazy. I mean, they're averaging 520 yards a game. They've been scoring 40 points a game like this. They're a huge chunk play team. We took all that away from them, all right? Offensively, okay, yeah, we started a little slow. Our 2 first half drives that we scored on, we ran 5 plays and lost 2 yards on our 2 scoring drives, which, you know, but it's perfect because at halftime it feels normal to us. Like, that's all I said at halftime, besides I ripped the defense for not being on the same page on a touchdown. I was very irritated about that. But other than that, like, guys, this is like awesome. Like, they're scratching their head why they're not up 21-0, which a lot of teams had done to us in the first half. Like, why? How is it close here? But defense and special teams have held us in it. And now offense, do what you do. Usually start to make plays in the second half, and usually whenever we need something in the second half, you've given it to us all year, and obviously they did that and more with not only scoring, but the drive. The 6-minute drive changes the fourth quarter, and then defense kept playing and special teams kept playing, and we come away with a 26-21 victory, and I'm not sure, they're still not scratching their heads of what could have been, but our kids have blended together and they play really good football, and we don't turn the ball over, you know, and obviously the huge turnover, that's a, you know, and then ST, and we win the ST battle, and Sloman's great, and Kramer's great, and Moe's great, and, you know, and obviously played really good defense, and obviously the second half we played really good offense. We didn't play very good in the first half on offense, but the second half we moved the ball and kept their offense off the field, and like we said so many times, like heck of a team win, right, Bake? Like it's just, and it's like I didn't even know who snuffed out I knew we stopped the fake punt. I was jacked up, but I didn't even take the time, like who made the play. I didn't even see it. I was talking to people. I didn't even see it, to be honest with you. And then I watched the tape on the way home. It's like Kobe Burst making a play, like just perfect. It wasn't that it was, and we got a lot of our starters on our punt return team. It wasn't that it was Sterling Weatherford or Manny Ragumba, Kobe Burst, somebody else pitching in that always, when we need somebody steps up and makes a play, you know. So it was awesome way to end the year. Obviously, you're excited about the conference championship, but just how we did it, and it was like every other game. It was just us being us and us being pretty confident in who we are and find a way to be a really good football team.
What was the team energy like on that bus ride home?
I rode home with my family, honestly, so I'm sure it was good, but I was not part of it. I don't typically do that, but I just felt like we weren't playing for another month, that I could drive home with my family. The energy in my car was really good, though. The Martins were jacked up. So we went to Carrabba's. We had a nice dinner. I didn't have an opponent yet, so I couldn't even get on my computer and start getting ready for Louisiana Lafayette. So I just actually could enjoy my ride home. So it was nice.
On the field with your players, though, after the game, walk me through just how special that celebration was.
Yeah, it was awesome. Awesome to watch. And even beyond, even today, you see them and just the look in their eyes and the excitement, and they don't even have to say nothing how fired up. And I know their problem is it's not just they're excited to be the MAC champs in 2019, but they're they know how hard they worked, that they earned this, and it wasn't easy, I've been on teams that won championships that, we beat the hell out of people, and you're still proud of it, but just how they know how hard and they know what they've accomplished. So field was awesome. See everybody run around. Not really my deal. I was as happy as anybody on the field. I'm just not, I can't, I don't know. I want to go shake their hand. I want to tell some Central Michigan players how good I thought they were and what kind of season. Then it was nice, but it was nice to be a part of it. It was nice my family could be a part of it. Nice my son could be a part of it. So, but it was nice just to see everybody. And to me, it was just relief. It was over. You know what I mean? You guys are excited. I'm like, it's over. Let's go. We got through another one. I'm not sure how, but we did it again. So it was more relief for me. But it was awesome to see, and even the families. And like I said, some of our young guys don't even know. And I even told them that. Some of you guys that just got here because whether you got here last year we're 6-2, and you got here this year we're 7-2, and where some of our old guys weren't here at the beginning. We don't have anybody that was here at the beginning, but some of those guys were here right after the beginning. So some of those guys really, you look at their faces, and when they got here and we were really couldn't even compete with these teams, and then to get to this point, they probably at certain times thought we may not get to this point. So for everyone, I'm excited, but for the older guys particularly, that have played a lot of football here, and we're here during a 3 and 9 year, so.
I'm sure your phone was blowing up after the game in the past couple of days. Are there any messages or is there one special message that stands out for you in terms of either creativity or somebody you really respect that you hadn't heard from in a while? Is anything like that?
Yeah, not really. My wife always tells me you have no friends, and so I get less texts than you'd expect. So I did get a fair amount of texts, but again, obviously, probably some of the ones that mean the most are probably some of the alums, that they played here, they really care about Miami football, they've supported Miami football. There's some, I got, some of them was like, hey, whatever, the normal congratulations, then it was the normal thank you, and some of them was like, hey, I know you appreciate what we've done, and I know you are excited, and you're halfway thanking us, but I want to thank you because, you've been a part of this. So to me, those are the special ones, and particularly the guys that contributed, and not the guys, but the people, because if there's men and women in all these situations, even if it's the people that contributed when we were at rock bottom, because David Saylor came here a year before I did, and I told you guys, when Trickett made the field goal to beat Buffalo, I knew we were in the MAC championship game. First guy I called was David Saylor, because he had one more year on me of putting into this, and when he went to reach out to people, because everybody wants to be a part of the winner, but when you're 0-16 and you're trying to build a facility and you're getting a lot of people telling you, and he did get a lot of people telling him, well, I want to see some results, which I get it. Why would you want to invest in something that's that bad? So for every call, you're calling, trying to get people saying, and he's telling, we're going to bring a new coach, and that new coach needs help now. He needs help with recruiting. He needs help we need to have off-season workouts, not in Millette, or not in, where was the old place that they tore down? Not in Withrow Court. We need to have places for these kids to train. We need to have something for these recruits to see, it's going to be tough to sell 0-16. That's now we got 0-16. And so a lot of the people that jumped on board, not just David and Anita Dow, but you can see those other names in the indoor. We were 0-16 when they committed to Miami football. So there's a lot of Miami football fans out there, there's no doubt, and there's a lot of people that love Miami football. But the text messages from the people that I know jumped on board before I was even hired. They were committed to, they knew Miami football needed help, and they were willing to be on the front end of the help, And then same thing with our football building. Not just Randy Gunlock, but there's a lot of other people that have contributed, and we're in, we're doing that before we've won a game. We're continuing the losing streak, and there's people saying, yes, I'm willing, I love Miami football enough. I'm willing to understand that if we wait 3 or 4 years, this thing may never happen, because we have to do something right now, and we really do believe, and we really are going to support, and we really are going to put our foot forward. So probably those text messages from a number of those people was when, like, we couldn't have done it without you. I mean, like, that was my text back to, like, I really appreciate the text, but you also know, like, you were on board before I was even hired, or you got on board before I won a game. That's pretty hard to do. So for those people, we're probably the ones that are by far the most meaningful.
You just mentioned the first thing you did after learning you were going to the MAC championship game. What's the first thing you did after learning that you were going to LendingTree Bowl?
We were actually in a staff meeting, so we just kind of continued the staff meeting. Again, we didn't know, but we thought we might go there. We thought that might be the matchup, and then they said, well, ESPN can make adjustments, which we knew. But then I didn't know if that our opponent, I just didn't see where else. I don't know. I kind of thought we were going to go there, so it seemed like that's what was going to happen. But no, just excited because they get the first. The biggest thing is, I don't know anything about the LendingTree Bowl. I'm really excited that we're going to go down there and find out about the LendingTree Bowl. But we know they had the first pick. And they were at the game, and they voiced after the game they want Miami if everything works out, that, they like what they saw and they want Miami. So, I'm excited it is the LendingTree Bowl, because that was, somebody says, well, I'd rather be in the Bahamas, I'd rather be in Florida, I'd rather go where the first pick gets, I'd rather be the team that got the first pick. That's what's most special. And then we went there in 10, right? And just the people that I know went there said it was fantastic and, great atmosphere. They treat you great. So the fact that we've been there and already had a good experience there gets you pretty excited. But just the fact that we know that was the top MAC bowl and they had first pick of MAC teams, and we ended up being the first picks, which that makes it more special.
Doug, if you had to describe, the post-game celebration after you guys won the championship, and then, back in Oxford, what's kind of the vibe of the team?
The vibe, everyone's very excited. I know for a lot of people, including me, it hasn't really set in yet. Kind of, obviously, as the week goes on, kind of come down from that high I'm feeling right now. But it's just a great feeling, just all the work we put in this year, and for the seniors too. I know our big thing is we wanted to be that class that changed really the culture here, brought back Miami football to what it used to be. And the in-conference record kind of speaks for itself for the 4 years we've been here. And this right here, the championship's kind of just like the icing on the cake for us.
I know you said it hasn't completely set in yet, but have you had a moment, Saturday, Sunday, that where you really kind of sat down and said, wow, we're MAC champions?
Probably the bus ride, because we were all saying once we got like 2-3 hours in coming home, we were like, man, this would really sucked if we lost. But, we were all talking. Everyone was in good spirits. Everyone was happy. That's when we kept looking at each other. People just kept repeating, like, wow, we're really MAC champs right now. Like, this really just happened.
So what's the best social media congratulatory tweet, post, whatever you got?
I don't know. I think all of them, to me, all of them are kind of, I don't know. Probably, it wasn't even on social media, probably just my parents, at the game. I got up in the stands because my friends came all the way from home. They flew in. But I got up in the stands behind them. I saw my mom and dad looking on the field, like, where is he? And I got up right behind them, and I was like, oh, who are you guys looking for? My mom turned around, like, we're looking for Doug, and then she realized it was me. And just like her smile and happiness, that was the best one to me.
What's the team's reaction to the bowl game announcement from yesterday?
Obviously, we're very excited for it that we get to play a bowl game. Last year, we sat out. We were 6-6. A lot of us had a sour taste in our mouth, but we saw the opponent. It's the same as any week for us. Obviously, 10-3. They're a very good team. Played App State, lost to them twice. Obviously, App State's a good team as well. We saw they played OU, which is a common opponent. They beat them. It's just we see it as another game on our schedule. We want to win, and we're going to do everything we can too.
Is there any, obviously, you're not going for a MAC championship with the bowl game. It's kind of more or less an exhibition game. Do you guys at all just, want to especially with your last game, how much more is the focus on just enjoying this last game?
I mean, it's going to be, I want to enjoy it, but at the same time, I want to go out on top. I want to go out with a win. So, obviously, because it's a month away, it's kind of hard to stay focused for the whole time, get your away time, get your time to relax for a little bit. But once we start practicing, and I feel like everyone will have this mindset, it's once we start practicing, it's right back. I don't think we'll see it as an exhibition game. We'll see it as just another game to get better, people to show what they can do, and especially for the younger kids too. All these practices, it gets to show what they can do for next year as well.
You had time to think about this. I'm going to ask you the same question I asked Doug. Best message or whatever?
It was probably the same thing. It's not necessarily all the congratulatory tweets are awesome, but it was probably at the game when we were going and giving high fives. I saw a bunch of the guys that I used to play with, like Sam Martin, Gus, Murph, all those guys were up in the stands. And I went to give one of them a high five, and they grabbed my hand, and they just pulled me right up over the ledge. And it was awesome. I got to see so many other guys, and we just got to, like, celebrate. It's really cool just because you see those guys put in so much groundwork and kind of laid the foundation for what we got to build off of, which is really awesome. So the win for us is just as important to them, which is really cool. And I got the chance to celebrate with them was just really priceless.
How special was it for you to win Offensive MVP?
It was really cool, but I mean, yeah, I got some opportunities, and I had a really good game, but I think really it's just a representation of how our offense did. Yeah, I might have gotten the stats and the trophy, but really that trophy should have went to tons of different guys on the team. JB, Brett, our offensive line each should have gotten one. I mean, like, our offensive line did an amazing job that game, and we had other guys that made big third down conversions, like Jaywalk, and we had James May that pretty much started off the second half with that huge catch down the sideline. So we had so many guys that contributed. I might have gotten the trophy, but really our whole offense contributed to that win, which is really important. So.
I know it would have been your first year. Did you get a chance to play the last time you guys went to a bowl?
No, I didn't. So the last time I was actually the fake signal caller. I guess I can say that now because that was 4 years ago, or 3 years ago. So, but it was cool. I got to be on the sideline versus Mississippi State, which was awesome. And obviously, we know that we almost won that one, but it was a really cool experience. So it's going to be cool to actually be on the field and being able to do some stuff at this bowl game this year.
How excited are you to be able to go back to a bowl game? What's your reaction to the announcement from yesterday?
I mean, anytime you get to play, I think it's crazy, right? You're a freshman, and you think the same thing in high school. You have so much time here, and then you blink your eyes, and now I'm almost done with what is my 4th year here and going into my last season. And you just cherish it. You get any chance you get to play one more game with a group of guys that you've battled with 13 games with, and through a whole entire season and off season with. Any time you get to do one more game and have one more opportunity to play with them is just, you have to cherish it. So that's what I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to the trip in the week that we get to spend in Mobile and just have fun. So that's what I'm really excited for, just the extra time that I get to spend with my guys.
What was the highlight from the celebration post-game and then back in Oxford, with your team?
Oh man, it's all just been it's all happened so fast. So it's been like a blur. We got the win, then we did the press conference, and we had to get on the bus, and we did that bus ride home, and then we got there, and people were waiting for us here, and then we went out and we celebrated as a team, and it's just been it's finally I've gotten time to breathe, and it's just been an awesome experience. There's no way to describe these past couple of days and how they've been. It's just something that you're gonna remember for forever. And when you finally meet up with your guys in 20 and 30 years and remember this moment, this is the moment that you're gonna remember. You're not necessarily gonna remember the game. You're gonna remember all the special times that you got to spend after the game, and remembering all the trials and tribulations that went on through the whole entirety of the season. So that's the really special part, is just kind of that time that we've gotten to spend now that we've gotten to breathe a little bit and think about it and think about everything that we had to go through. That's the really special part.
Probably makes it hard to focus on finals, huh?
A little bit, yeah, but football ends, right? So at some point you got to focus on it.